Welcome back, and now we are, on the segment where we'll be discussing about choosing a spouse and also the parental interference in actually choosing a spouse. There are lots of questions, touchy questions to actually, look into. And I want to believe that we'll be learning a whole lot today. And also later on in the program, we'll have the phone line open so you can call in, to share your opinion on the topic of discussion. But before we proceed, I'll just want to use this opportunity on behalf of the Dove Television crew to wish our mommy, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, a happy birthday. She clocked 69 today, and she's still celebrating as we speak. She's been a mother to us, and God has used it tremendously to bless each and every one in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So we say happy birthday, Mommy, from Dove TV. All right, I'll be introducing our guest in the house, who goes by the name of Pastor Emmanuel Abayomi. He's a counselor and also a pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and is right here to bless us and to share insight with us today. It's so good to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. And also we have a friend of the family. You've seen her before if you've been, keeping tabs with our world. And she goes by the name of Tosin Ayonwale. Tosin, it's good to have you here once again.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine.
I believe I'm going to learn something new, right?
We will. We'll all learn.
Okay, now looking at the topic of discussion, choosing a spouse and also parental interference in choosing a spouse. We know this is a touchy topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's look at the procedure firstly for choosing a spouse.
Okay. Stop.
That's like waiting for.
If we
Okay.
talk about the procedures for choosing a life partner,
Okay.
and I think, like you said, it's a very touchy topic, very sensitive one, because this is an area of life, an issue of life that has ruined so many destinies. Because a lot of people don't know the right way to
go about it.
A life partner. But you ask the question rightly, the procedure for choosing a life partner, meaning that individual is meant to choose. You are meant to choose. So you need to note that the onus lies on you. The onus lies on you to make selection. You have to make your choice. Oftentimes, when people make mistakes, when there's problem, people come back to say it's God that has, imposed this woman on me, that kind of a thing. You are to choose. The scripture says, whosoever findeth a woman, findeth a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord.
Okay.
So that's the first thing to note. The second thing we need to note is that even though you are to choose as a Christian this time around, God is going to direct you. God is only going to direct you. In Psalm 25 verse 9, the scripture says, He guides the humble in what is right, and He guides the humble in what is right, and help them in His ways. Things like that. I can't quote it correctly for now. Now, the scripture says God will guide the humble. So as a child of God, you need to be humble before God can guide you in your choice of a life partner. The third thing I need to quickly say on that is, be that as it may, as a child of God, before you can make a right selection in the choice of a life partner, you must be mature. You must know why I want to make a choice. Why do I need to get married? A lot of people get married for wrong reasons. And if you get married for wrong reasons, you will marry the wrong person. Some people think that I need to marry somebody who can dance well. I don't know what they have at the back of their mind.
I'm actually thinking, what would such a person do in marriage?
Okay.
Will she be dancing throughout the whole?
So
that sounds funny to me.
So people need to know reasons why they should make a choice, and that will guide their choice.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Now, not to overflog that particular question, Okay, Tosin, you want to say something in that regard?
Okay, I'll just say, when scripture say he who finds a wife finds a good thing, first of all, it said he who finds a wife, so she's already a wife. She becomes your wife after the whole marriage ceremony, but she's a wife. He who finds a wife. So what makes a woman a wife is not because of the ring, but she has the character of a wife. So to the men out there, if you're searching for a spouse, I think you must say, he will find a wife. Discern. The Greek word used there for find is actually the meaning of discern. He would discern. You can discern a woman with the wife character, then you found a good thing. And for the ladies, I'll say, consider if the man comes to meet you, does he know where he's going to, like Pastor rightly said, does he know where he's going to, does he have purpose for both of you, does he have vision for both of you to work together, and then is it committed, is it going to be, is it having the, like, am I committed to this marriage? Okay, I want to take this person along with me on the journey of life. Am I ready for it? Those are one things I think the lady should consider for.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, how should a person go about involving parents, talking about parental interference now, in choosing a spouse in this 21st century? Considering Abraham, who chose a wife for his son, Isaac. Now, this is the 21st century. We use microwave right now. So how should the person go about involving parents in choosing a spouse?
So we're talking about in this present dispensation,
Age,
in
yes.
the 21st century.
Yes.
We remember the story of Isaac, how Abraham chose a wife for him, who sent his one of his servants, the chief servant, to go and find wife for his son. And if you also consider in African culture, especially in the past, it used to be parents, you know, making choice for their children. Now, another man told me a story some days ago of how in those days they used to help them choose their life partner, especially if a man is delaying in getting a life partner. What they will do is just that they will arrange and bring a woman to him. They will not even tell him that's your wife, but they will have finished all the arrangement from home. So what the man will just discover is that they will drop the lady and abandon the lady with him. So it's after he might have looked left and right and discovered that the one who brought the lady, maybe his uncle, his big brother, had departed. He said he will be asking, so what's the meaning? What's going on? And the lady will tell him, didn't they tell you that I'm supposed to be your wife? So it's after that, the family may now come and beg him, you know, we don't want, it's for your own good, so accept this lady, is going to be your wife. Now, looking at that background, you can watch that kind of foundation and predict how the marriage will turn out to be. Most especially in life. No matter how good a choice is, once it's not your own choice, it tastes bad. No matter how good it may be. Once it's another person that makes the choice for you. It even happened in the case of Adam and Eve. You know, God took the bone of his rib and they created the wife and brought the wife to him, and he said, oh, this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. But when at long last
there was trouble.
There was trouble. He said, the woman whom you gave me. That's always the case.
Not the woman who I called the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh.
So, in my own opinion, in this dispensation, like I said from 25 verse 9, even God guides the humble. The parents should only guide their children in the choice of life partner. And it should start from day one. Not only about making choice of life partner, we should teach our children concerning how to make right choices in life, in everything, such that as they are growing, you can trust their choices. You can trust their opinion. So if it comes to the issue of marriage, you are too sure by God's grace, they can hear from God. They will make right choices. If they are all about making a mistake, you stand remotely and call them to order and guide them. No parent in this dispensation should impose any lady, any man on his
That
child.
means that'll be catastrophic. Where if today, like what you paint, scenario you painted, comes and dumps a woman, and the woman says, "Didn't they tell you I'm your wife?" Yeah, I'd like to hear from you.
Okay, you must understand that parents have been given the gifts of children to nurture, train, and all the rest. Okay, but if our parents are deciding to bring a significant other for one person, then you must understand that parents knew you before you knew yourself, so they know what's good for you. But again, they could influence the choice, but they must not impose the choice on you. It should be moderate, because I didn't know myself. My parents knew me before I even knew myself. They knew what was good. They knew what was good for me, what was bad for me. So I believe then they should know the kind of person that would fit me, that would suit me. So
Okay, so what if they are actually not imposing, but influencing a certain decision? Like they say, "Hey, I have a friend whose son is okay and everything, and I think he's going to be the best husband for you." We hear that today,
yes.
21st century.
Okay, that's true. Even
So,
tribal
because I said,
issues and
your
the
mom is
rest.
telling you, or your dad is telling you, "I know you. Before you, when you were a baby, I brought you up." So what do you have to say in that regard?
Okay, I don't think my parents, that would be selfishness in a way. They could make the offer. For instance, God brought Eve to Adam. God didn't say, "Adam, you must take Eve as a wife." Abraham told the servant, and the servant brought Rebekah. Isaac saw and said, "Oh, I'm taking Rebekah." Abraham didn't say, "You must take Rebekah." It was just an offer. My parents are making an offer. I can choose to say no. Yes, I can choose to say no. Do you get my point?
So that means if they are adamant and they insist, then they are imposing.
They are imposing, exactly.
Okay,
Thank
yeah, you wanted to say something, sir?
Yeah, I think we still need to consider whether the parent we are talking about are actually Christian parents or not.
Okay.
And oftentimes, or in situations where the parents are not Christians, you know that their choices will be guided by beliefs. But in situations whereby the parent we are talking about, they are genuine Christians, they are likely going to also guide their children in the choice of life partner in a godly way. I appreciate what she just said, that they should not impose, they should suggest. So there's no crime in a parent influencing, in a parent advising their children, on the choice of life partner. But no parent in this dispensation should impose. We should note that the child you are talking about is no longer a baby, and that's why no baby should go into marriage. So before somebody will go into marriage, before somebody will make up his mind that old enough,
I want to get married,
it should be a mature person. So who can decide for himself. So we should just advise that person. And we should also note that this individual is going to be the one that will live with whoever he has chosen. In counseling young people in choice of life partner, I always advise them, if you are 30 and you want to get married, let's assume that God helps you and you die young at 70. 30 minus 70. 40 years.
Yeah.
So whoever you choose, you are going to live with that person for a long time. So it should be the child's choice, but should be guided wisely by the parent.
Okay, thank you, sir. It's amazing. We talked about this weeks back about what do you call it? Marriage at first sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
People just meet for the first time on their wedding day. They are seeing themselves for the first time.
That's catastrophe.
Of course, their parents, like we're talking about the U.S., America, and their parents are actually there. They are there to support them, because they said 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So, there's every likelihood that whoever it is they actually date and eventually get married to, they are going to divorce that person. So we can also take chances knowing fully well that anything could happen. So we could meet that day, get married, and everything will be fine. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We, as human beings, the way God created us to be rational. You understand? From the word go in the Garden of Eden, you will discover that God allowed us as human beings to make our choices. He created us with senses, with brain. I think one man of God said, yes, he said God gave man brain so that he can rest. You understand? So God allows us to think and make choices. Like you said, some of those marriage at first sight, that's why a lot of them, more than 50% of such marriages, they don't work. And even among the few that worked out, some of them, they are just patching it up like vulcanizers. Yes, they are not. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not to be endured. So everybody should be allowed to make their choices. And even after you might have made your choice, there should be sometimes for courtship. And what courtship is all about is a time when you study the person you have chosen. I always, while counseling people, young people that are preparing for marriage, I always tell them, some of the times, people don't like courtship to break. It's a wrong mentality.
They don't like courtship to...
They don't like it to break. But it's a wrong mentality. Courtship are meant to be broken if it doesn't work, if you perceive any danger, if you sense any danger.
Most times the people involved are emotionally tied. So, emotions.
That's why we must watch to what extent we involve our emotions when we are not yet married, in courtship time. There should be a limit to the extent you can go while you're in courtship.
I think when you're in courtship,
yes,
you should use your head more than
your
heart.
Yes.
Okay, what do you have to say, Tosi?
Well, Pastor has said it. Basically, that's why there's room for courtship. You go into courtship and you begin to know yourselves. And if you can't go further and you can't tolerate the person's differences, then I think you should break up. But again, what is love? Love is all encompassing. I may love you doesn't mean I have to agree with everything you say. Doesn't change the fact that I love you. So if I love you and you still don't agree, for instance, I believe in giving, and then my significant other doesn't believe in giving. And one day I come home and I say, God said we should give everything, and the man says he's packing out. That's my fault now. So that's why courtship is necessary, and the marriage at first sight thing doesn't really sound all cool to me, because there must be room for courtship.
Room to know each other, get to rub minds, and all right. Now let's look at it from this perspective. What's the benefit of parent interference? What could be the benefits if they interfere? Because lots of people actually come home and say, Daddy, Mommy, this is the person I want to get married to. And their parents don't have a say. I mean, they just say, I'm like, okay, that's the person you choose to marry. Okay, it's okay.
Sincerely, there are a lot of benefits, and I think...
You encourage parents to actually interfere?
I encourage it.
Okay, in whoever it is that...
I encourage it.
Children will get married to.
It should be encouraged.
Okay.
Come to think of it, they give birth to these children you are talking about. They spent a lot in bringing up that child to whatever level he or she has gotten to before he could even think of getting married. So parental involvement should be encouraged. It should be encouraged. Okay. The only thing is that we have ironed that one out. They should not impose.
They should not impose.
Yes, they should advise. But you ask a question about benefits. There are a lot of benefits in parental, involvement. In parents getting involved in the choice of life partner of their children. And there's an adage in the Yoruba language that says that what a young man that climbs a tree does not see, an old man that is cutting will definitely see it. Now, and there's also an adage that says if a child is cutting a tree in the forest, it's an old man that knows where the tree will fall.
Okay.
So now, oftentimes what a young child does not see, a young person does not see, the parents have seen it from afar off. So when they guide you, please take to their advice. Pray about it. Don't just discard it.
Don't just discard it now. Our time is far spent. How time flies. So many things we wanted to talk about, but somehow, some way, we're unable to touch them. I want to believe that with this little we've, heard and shared, that one person here is blessed.
Yes,
Okay, so we'll just like to have your final words to whoever's watching right now.
Okay, number one, I just want to add to what Pastor said. The benefits of parents interfering, their blessings make life easier for you. Read Abraham. Abraham blessed Isaac, and you could see that Abraham was great, but Isaac waxed greater. So there's a blessing your parents will give to you that if you don't have one, then you may find it, you'll succeed in life, but it won't be easy. So your parent blessings make it easier for you to succeed in marital life. Number two, maybe there's someone out there you're watching and you're like, but God told me this is the person I'll marry and my parents are disagreeing. I want to tell you that you could pray to God to change their mind. Since it's the same God that told you this person, then talk to God to change their mind. Or you could also pray to God that they should die anyway. But I don't consider that. I mean, it's God's will above every other person. Number three, I want to say, youth out there, please take out time to trust God and believe, make the right choice. God help you.
Trust God to make the right choices. Yes, sir.
Like she has said, prayer will do a lot. If God speaks to you and you love the person and the parent are saying no, pray. But don't pray that they should die anyway. Be patient. Wait patiently. And if it's the will of God, it will come to pass. But in any case, if you are praying, you keep praying and the parents are saying no, please go back and ask God again. There may be something there. Lastly, I want to tell everyone out there that is trusting God for a life partner or who has not gotten married, remember that your choice determines your end. So choose wisely.
Your choice determines your end, so choose wisely. Yes, we've come to the end of our world today. I want to say a big thank you to you, sir, for being a part of our world and for blessing us today. And also to you, your friend, all right? Thanks for being a part of our world too. And also to you watching, we want to say a big thank you. We're sorry we weren't able to take calls. We ran late on the program, and we apologize for that. We promise you next week it will be on point and also on time. Yes, please connect with us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Dove TV, like us on Facebook, Dove Television, and also visit our website on www.dovevision.org. Please do stay tuned with Dove TV for more exciting programs. I'm talking about Louis. Have an awesome time. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Thank you one more time.